Alessandro Rossi, an Italian tycoon known for his arrogance and shrewd business sense, believes that everything can be bought, including love. During a lavish carnival night in Venice, his best friend Marco challenges him to a bold bet. "Alessandro, I bet you wouldn't dare marry a complete stranger, someone who isn't from our upper class," Marco said with a mischievous smile. Alessandro, never one to turn down a challenge, raised an eyebrow. "And what's the reward?" "A round-the-world cruise, plus €1,000,000, Marco replied, raising his glass of champagne. "But you have to stay married for at least a year." Alessandro agreed immediately. He had always enjoyed risky games, and the idea of a fake marriage seemed quite interesting. Alessandro planned this challenge, thinking and thinking but unable to find a suitable girl to have a fake wedding. That Friday evening, he and a group of friends were sitting drinking coffee at a small shop on the corner of the street. The atmosphere was cheerful and laughter was bustling around the table. People were sharing funny stories about life. Soft music coming from the speakers in the corner of the shop created a comfortable, pleasant feeling. Suddenly, a loud shout came from behind him, causing everyone in the restaurant to stop and turn towards the source of the sound. "How are you walking? You've ruined my expensive dress. You can never make it up to me in your entire life." An arrogant woman, her face filled with anger, pointed at a young girl who was standing there trembling with tears in her eyes, bowing her head in apology. Seeing that the situation was getting too tense, Alessandro did not hesitate to stand up and intervene. When the woman raised her hand to slap the girl, Alessandro immediately caught her and explained in a calm voice, "Please calm down. She has already apologized. The dress is not worth you torturing someone like that." The woman turned around, surprised by Alessandro's appearance. It seemed like she didn't expect someone else to dare to stand in front of her. "Who doesn't know that this dress is worth millions? She ruined it, so she must take responsibility." Alessandro shrugged, trying to keep his voice even. "Usually an apology would be enough. Give her a chance. Everyone loses their focus sometimes, don't they?" The young girl, her shoulders shaking slightly, looked at Alessandro with gratitude. Seeing this, a few people in the restaurant began to agree with Alessandro. Whispers and support rang out from the neighboring tables. Feeling the support from around her, the arrogant woman finally lowered her voice, but still appeared displeased. "I don't want to hear another word from you. Don't think I'll be affected by your humor." "Who said I was being funny?" Alessandro quickly replied with a mischievous smile. "I was just trying to help. But if you need a reason to calm down, consider this: an expensive dress can be replaced, but a girl's self-esteem cannot. It would be better if we both left peacefully and respectfully. Besides, she was dressed so splendidly, who wouldn't know how noble her status was? Usually, the more noble a person is, the more proper their behavior is, don't you think, my lady?" The woman was silent in anger, unable to say anything. There was a long silence. All eyes were on the woman. It seemed like she was hesitating before those sincere words. Finally, after a minute of hesitation, she lowered her arm and muttered, "All right, I'll let her off this time, but she really is a clumsy waitress." The young woman breathed a sigh of relief, her emotions changing from fear to gratitude, and Alessandro felt like he had accomplished something worthwhile. In that moment, he suddenly realized, maybe this woman would be the perfect person for his challenge. Bella approached Alessandro and said in a soft, but still slightly trembling voice, "Thank you for helping me, I didn't know what else to do in return." "Oh, it's nothing, I'm just doing what I should do. You can repay me by, that is, giving me your phone number," Alessandro said. Then he gave the phone to Bella, letting her dial the number. He was pleased. In his mind he had already decided that he had chosen the target to participate in this challenge. Little did Bella know that her actions that day would change her life forever. Alessandro felt a thrill when he thought of Bella. She attracted him not only by her natural beauty but also by her resilience and sincere personality. He realized that he was tired of the fleeting love affairs of the young ladies of high society. Bella brought him a new and exciting feeling, like a cool breeze on a hot summer day. This strange feeling made Alessandro even more curious. He wanted to know more about Bella, to discover the real person behind that beauty. Would she be willing to accept the love game he had prepared? Or would she be a challenge for him to overcome? These questions kept running through his mind as he imagined the upcoming meeting. Bella is an energetic and ambitious college student. She studies information technology at a prestigious university, dreaming of becoming a good programmer. However, her family's difficult circumstances force her to pay for her tuition and living expenses on her own. Bella works part-time at the coffee shop where she met Alessandro. She also tutors middle school students, taking advantage of every spare minute to earn extra income. Despite her busy schedule, Bella has always maintained excellent academic performance and never gives up in the face of difficulties. She is a strong, independent and strong-willed girl. Bella is not afraid of hardships or difficulties, always trying her best to achieve her goals. She is also a kind person, willing to help those around her. After the fateful encounter, Alessandro begins to learn about Bella. Alessandro often came to the cafe, and like the other customers, Bella came to give him the menu to order. Alessandro looked at her intently. He saw that she still had the eagerness of a new employee. "Mr. Alessandro, what would you like to drink today?" Bella's voice was soft. "Make me a cup of salty coffee like usual." Coffee was brought. She gently placed the cup of coffee on the table and invited him to enjoy it. After enjoying the meal, he always gave her a generous tip, sometimes $200, sometimes $300. For Bella, this amount of money was not small. Bella still hasn't realized Alessandro's intentions. He is taking steps to approach her to achieve his goal. One evening, waiting for Bella to get off work, he texted her. Lake Garda after work. Bella always considered Alessandro as her benefactor. She always respected and trusted him. There was no reason for her to refuse that message. After work, Bella went to see Alessandro and found him looking out at the lake. He was wearing a smart black suit, a far cry from his usual casual look. "Alessandro, I have arrived." "Oh, you're here? Right on time. Thanks for coming. I don't know how I can help you." "Are you used to working in a coffee shop?" "I'm getting used to it. At first, I was a bit clumsy and often got scolded by customers. But I find this job interesting, at least it gives me great experiences." Alessandro asked further, "Besides this job, what else do you do now?" "I am currently a senior in college. I don't have much time to do other things because my studies are quite busy." "Oh, so you're a student? What a strong-willed girl." Alessandro was surprised. "So what are you majoring in? What are your dreams?" "I am studying information technology. My dream is to become a successful programmer, build my own company and create products and services that are useful to society. I want to prove that, despite coming from a poor background, a woman can still achieve great success." Bella said, her eyes lighting up as she talked about her dreams. She felt no shame in sharing her grand ambitions with Alessandro, a man she had just met. Alessandro listened to Bella attentively, impressed by her confidence and determination. He realized that Bella was not only a beautiful girl, but also a strong-willed and ambitious woman. "It's a wonderful dream," said Alessandro. "I believe you will achieve great success." Bella smiled, feeling warmed by Alessandro's compliment. She never expected that a rich and powerful man like him could understand and support her dream. "Thank you," Bella said. "I will do my best to make that dream come true." "So what about you? Why did you invite me here?" "I have a proposal, one that I believe will benefit both of us," Alessandro said, his voice deep and convincing. "I am looking for a woman to marry, a fake marriage, for just 1 year." Bella was surprised. She looked at Alessandro with a puzzled look. "Fake marriage? Why do you need a fake marriage?" "I have my own reasons," Alessandro replied, "but the important thing is, I'm willing to pay you $100,000 if you agree. You'll have a year of luxury, without having to worry about money, and after that, you'll be free to do whatever you want." Bella was silent. She was trying to think about Alessandro's offer. It was something completely foreign, something she had never thought of. It was true that she was in dire need of money, because she came from a poor background, She had always had to cover all the expenses, from studying to living. Every month she sent money back to her father for medical treatment, and to take care of her siblings' education. Her mother had died early, so the family's finances fell on her small shoulders. But thinking about the number $100,000 made her shake. She had never thought of such a large amount of money. "I need time to think," Bella said. About 2 weeks later, Bella was walking home from work when her phone rang, an unknown number on the other end. "Bella, your father just had an accident. He is in critical condition." Bella was shocked, her heart stopped. "Accident? My father is in critical condition?" She repeated, her voice trembling. Tears welled up in her eyes, she couldn't believe what she had just heard. Without thinking, Bella quickly took a taxi back to her hometown. On the way, she kept praying for her father. Images of her gentle, hard-working father appeared in her mind. She couldn't lose him. Her mother had died early. She only had a father who loved her wholeheartedly. Her father sold lottery tickets every day to earn money to support her and her siblings' education. To her, her father was the most important person in this world. When Bella arrived at the hospital, she rushed into the emergency room. The sight of her father lying motionless on the hospital bed made her collapse. Doctors said that her father had a serious brain injury and needed immediate surgery. The cost of the surgery was too great, beyond Bella's means. She was worried, scared, not knowing what to do to save her father. In her most desperate moment, she remembered Alessandro's offer. $100,000. A year of fake marriage. Alessandro's words echoed in her head. Bella knew that this was her only chance to save her father. She called Alessandro, her voice choked. "Alessandro, I agree. I agree to marry you. But please help me. My father is in critical condition." Alessandro did not hesitate, he immediately transferred the money to Bella's account. The surgery was successful. Bella's father was out of danger. Bella felt extremely grateful to Alessandro. She knew that she owed him a great favor. But at the same time, she also felt worried, not knowing how this fake marriage would turn out. The next day, Alessandro visited Bella's father at the hospital. He looked at Alessandro with gratitude, held his hand tightly and said, "Thank you. Thank you for saving my life. I don't know how to repay you." Alessandro smiled and said, "Don't say that. Bella is a good girl, I like her very much. I just did what I should do." After Bella's father was discharged from the hospital, Alessandro took her to a luxurious villa. This would be their residence while they were married. Bella felt overwhelmed by Alessandro's wealth, but she also felt insecure. Bella and Alessandro's fake married life begins. They have to act like a happy couple in front of everyone. Bella tries her best to play her role, but she can't close the gap between them. Alessandro also tried to create a comfortable space for Bella, but he could not hide his coldness and arrogance. The next day, Bella and Alessandro go to sign the marriage contract. The terms are clear, the marriage lasts for 1 year, Bella receives $100,000, and they both must keep the agreement a secret. The wedding was held in an ancient church in Venice, with Alessandro's family and friends in attendance. Marco, Alessandro's close friend, could not hide his delight at witnessing this scene. He thought to himself, "Alessandro, you're finally going to tie me up." Bella wore a pure white wedding dress, looking radiantly beautiful. Although her body was a little overweight, her curves were still clearly visible and seductive. She tried to smile, but inside she felt empty. Alessandro still kept a cold, arrogant appearance, as if he was participating in a game rather than a wedding. After the wedding, Bella moved to Alessandro's villa. The villa was large and luxurious, but lacked the warmth of a home. Bella felt like a bird trapped in a golden cage. During the day, Bella still went to university, continuing to pursue her dream. At night, she still went to the coffee shop to work part-time, despite Alessandro's objections. She didn't want to depend on his money, she wanted to earn a living on her own. Alessandro fears that Bella will run into his friends at the cafe, who know about their bet. He fears that they will find out that he is married to a waitress. Bella, I want you to quit your job at the cafe, Alessandro said. Why? Bella asked. I don't want you to see my friends again, Alessandro replied. I don't want to quit my job, Bella said. I need money to make ends meet. You don't have to worry about money, said Alessandro. I will provide you with everything you need. Bella felt uncomfortable taking money from Alessandro. She wanted to earn her own money, she wanted to be independent. I don't want to depend on you, Bella said. You are not a dependent, said Alessandro. You are my wife. Fake wife, said Bella. Alessandro was silent. He didn't know what to say. He knew that Bella was unhappy with the marriage, but he didn't know how to change the situation. They lived in the same house, but were completely strangers, each doing their own thing. Bella cooked and waited for Alessandro, but he didn't come home, making her get used to eating alone. One day, while she was cleaning the house, Alessandro suddenly brought home a rich, beautiful, and charming girl. When the girl saw Bella, she immediately asked, Alessandro, who is she? Alessandro said, oh, she's a maid in his house. Bella was shocked to hear these words from Alessandro's mouth. The scene was like a knife stabbing straight into Bella's heart. She stood there, frozen, the rag in her hand falling to the floor with a dry sound. Alessandro's words echoed in her head, she's a maid in your house. It turned out he only saw her as a maid. The girl looked at Bella with contempt, then turned to Alessandro, linking her arm with his in a flirtatious manner. You didn't tell me you had such a beautiful maid, she said, her tone full of sarcasm. Alessandro shrugged, unrepentant. She does a fine job, he replied, his eyes cold. Bella felt a surge of anger rise inside her. She wanted to scream, to expose Alessandro's true colors. But she knew that it would be useless. She was just a pawn in his game. She bent down to pick up the rag, trying to keep her composure. Excuse me, she said, her voice shaking, and turned to leave. Bella ran up to her room, slammed the door, and cried. She threw herself on the bed, covering her face as she sobbed. She felt stupid for trusting Alessandro. She remembered the early days of their marriage. He had treated her well, despite his cold exterior. She had thought that perhaps he had some feelings for her. But she suddenly reassured herself, why was she so jealous? He and I were just a fake marriage, not real, a fake wife, so what right did she have to be jealous when he had someone else? Could it be, I liked him? Bella questioned herself. She quickly looked at herself, clearly feeling uncomfortable when she saw Alessandro in the arms of another woman. Meanwhile, in the living room, Alessandro and the other girl were still chatting happily as if they didn't know that Bella existed. Alessandro felt a little uncomfortable seeing Bella sad, but he quickly brushed that feeling aside. He didn't want to be ruled by emotions, and didn't want to ruin the fun right now. Bella couldn't sleep that night. She tossed and turned in bed, Alessandro's words and images replaying over and over in her head. She felt stupid for trusting him, for thinking that he had feelings for her. But that wasn't the case. The next morning, Bella decided to have a frank talk with Alessandro. She couldn't continue living in this fake shell any longer. She went down to the living room and saw Alessandro reading the newspaper. She took a deep breath and said, Alessandro, we need to talk. Alessandro looked up at Bella, his eyes cold. What's wrong? I want to end this marriage, Bella said, her voice firm. Alessandro frowned. What are you talking about? I can't go on living like this, Bella said. I'm not a puppet for you to control. I'm not a maid for you to humiliate. Alessandro stood up and approached Bella. Are you angry about last night? It's not just about last night, Bella said. It's everything. I feel used by you, taken for granted. I didn't mean it like that, said Alessandro. I just wanted to keep my bet a secret, Bella said. I was afraid my pretty ladies would find out I was marrying a poor girl. Alessandro was silent. He didn't know what to say. He knew Bella was right. Do you like me? The attitude you have is like a jealous person. Alessandro said. Bella was struck by his words, her face turned red, and she quickly replied. How could I be worthy of you? You are a successful businessman, surrounded by many beautiful women. I don't dare to dream of that. Alessandro's eyes became deep, as if he wanted to probe the bottom of Bella's heart. He slowly approached, the distance between them was so close that Bella could feel his warm breath on her face. What do you think about that? Alessandro asked, his voice low and challenging. Bella was confused, she didn't know how to respond. She had never been so close to a man, never felt her heart beat so fast. I don't know, Bella stammered, trying to keep her composure. Alessandro smiled, a devilish half-smile. Then let me tell you, he said, and leaned down slowly. Bella closed her eyes, she knew what was coming. But she couldn't stop herself. She felt a strange urge, an irresistible pull. Alessandro's lips touched Bella's, soft, tender. A passionate, longing kiss. Bella returned the kiss, feeling herself melt into his arms. The kiss lasted, both of them immersed in intense emotions. They forgot everything around them, only the two of them remained, two hearts beating as one. When the kiss ended, Bella opened her eyes and looked at Alessandro with surprise and confusion. She couldn't believe what had just happened. Alessandro looked at Bella, his eyes soft and affectionate. How do you feel? He asked. Bella was silent, not knowing how to respond. She felt lost, not knowing what was real and what was fake. I don't know, Bella repeated, her voice soft. Alessandro smiled, stroking Bella's hair. Don't worry, I'll help you find the answer, he said. Bella looked at Alessandro. She didn't know if she could trust him or if he was just toying with her, like the other girls. Leaving Alessandro standing there, she ran up to her room and slammed the door, a look of embarrassment still evident on her face. The following days passed in Bella's embarrassment and confusion. She didn't know how to face Alessandro after that fateful kiss. Every time she saw him, her heart would beat erratically and her face would turn red. Alessandro, in contrast to Bella's awkwardness, appeared calm and confident, but from that day on he came home to have dinner with Bella. The dishes she cooked always satisfied him, and were delicious. They talked to each other more. Alessandro also shared with her about his work, and she also shared her difficulties in studying. He often tried to approach her, creating romantic and sweet moments. He took her to dinner at fancy restaurants, walked with her on the ancient streets of Venice, and even invited her to attend a classical concert. Bella gradually becomes attracted to Alessandro's charm and elegance. She realizes that behind his cold and arrogant appearance is a warm and sincere man. She begins to have feelings for him, but is still apprehensive about their sham marriage. Lately, because of her love life, she has been a bit distracted from her studies. Although she is in the final stages, she is trying her best to get an excellent degree. One afternoon, when she returned home from school, she saw Alessandro and a woman getting into the car. They were laughing and talking happily, their eyes full of love for each other. Bella recognized that girl. It was the girl that Alessandro brought home once the day before. Alessandro didn't know that Bella was standing behind them. Bella stood there, watching the car disappear around the corner. Pain and disappointment welled up inside her. She couldn't believe that Alessandro would treat her like this. Back at the villa, Bella slammed the door shut, tears streaming down her face. She sat down on the bed, trying to piece together everything that had happened. Alessandro's sweet words, his caring gestures, were all lies. He was just playing with her feelings, for fun. I'm such a fool, Bella thought to herself, how could I ever trust him? Bella didn't want to continue this game anymore. She left a letter and left. Bella left that night, heartbroken and utterly disappointed. She found a small, shabby motel on the outskirts of town, where she could escape from her fake life and the pain Alessandro had caused her. She decided to focus all her energy on passing her graduation exams with flying colors. She thought to herself, that's good too, she will forget about Alessandro, and study like crazy. The first few days were really difficult for her, she couldn't concentrate on anything. Alessandro's image kept appearing in her mind, His sweet words, that passionate kiss, and Alessandro's gentle gestures. Those images kept replaying in her mind. But then she forced herself to put the past aside. This time she really needed to focus. Meanwhile, Alessandro returns to the mansion and discovers Bella is missing. He searches everywhere for her, but cannot find her. He reads the letter Bella left behind, and feels a sense of loss in his heart. In the letter she wrote, "Alessandro, thank you for helping me all this time. I think I am not suitable to stay in that house. I cannot continue this fake marriage contract. I do not want to be toyed with by you over and over again. I confess to you that I liked you, but I was too infatuated and trusted you. I forgot my identity. I am just a maid, a waitress, and I come from a poor background. I have nothing to be worthy of you. The amount of $100,000, I promise to pay you back in full. Goodbye." Signed, Bella. After reading the letter, Alessandro felt a strange sense of loss. He did not expect Bella to be so decisive. Her sincere words made him feel a little ashamed. He realized that he had been too arrogant and too dismissive of other people's feelings. In the following days, the villa became more deserted than ever. When he returned home, facing loneliness, Alessandro remembered the moments when the two of them ate, talked, and laughed happily. He remembered Bella's bright smile, remembered the warmth she brought to this cold house. Alessandro began to feel remorse. He realized that he had lost a good girl, a girl who truly loved him. He decided to find Bella again, to make up for the pain he had caused her. He started looking for information about Bella, but she had disappeared like the wind. He went to the coffee shop where she used to work, but no one knew where she had gone. He went to her university, but her friends all said they didn't know where she was. As time passed, Bella gradually got used to living alone, regained her concentration, and spent her time every day studying and writing her thesis. She applied for an internship at a technology software company. With her flexibility and intelligence, she was accepted by the company for an internship. But she did not know that the company she applied to work for was Alessandro's company. He was the director of the company. Alessandro has been working hard on a new project for his software company. He is about to launch a smart personal finance app that promises to revolutionize the way people manage their money. This is a project he has put a lot of effort into, and he hopes it will be a huge success. To ensure the best quality of the app, Alessandro needed to gather input from everyone in the company. He sent a message to all departments from the marketing department, asking everyone in the company to come up with an idea for the project, including interns. A week later, everyone had finished their reports, and Alessandro sat reading each report. Suddenly he stopped at a report that impressed him. The report was presented clearly and coherently, analyzed the problems deeply and offered creative solutions. He felt interested and wanted to learn more about the person who wrote this report. "Who wrote this report?" Alessandro asked, his voice filled with anticipation. "Sir, that's Miss Bella, the new intern in the development department," an employee replied. Alessandro was surprised. Bella, his mind suddenly flashed, a familiar name. "Tell her to come see me." "Yes, sir." Bella knocked on the door and entered the room. She said, "Hello." Alessandro turned around, his eyes filled with surprise and disbelief. He couldn't believe that the girl in front of him was Bella, the girl he had been searching for all this time. "Bella, is it really you?" Alessandro asked, his voice trembling. "I can't believe it." Bella was also surprised. She hadn't expected Alessandro to be her boss. "Hello, Alessandro," she said, her voice calm but still a little confused. "I'm Bella, an intern in the development department. Would you like to meet me?" Alessandro said, still a little surprised. "I've been looking for you everywhere." "I'm sorry I haven't contacted you," Bella said. "I needed time to think about everything." "I understand," Alessandro said. "I'm sorry for what happened too. I was wrong. I was too proud and underestimated your feelings." "It's over," Bella said, trying to keep her tone casual. "I don't want to talk about it anymore. I just want to focus on my work." I know, Alessandro said. I just wanted to say, it's so good to see you again. I missed you so much. That sentence made Bella's heart flutter once again. Bella was silent, she didn't know how to respond. She still felt hurt and doubted Alessandro's feelings. I need time, Bella said. I don't know if I can trust you anymore. I understand, said Alessandro. I will wait. I will prove to you that I have changed. Bella said nothing, she turned and walked away. She knew that the road ahead of them was still long and full of thorns. But she also knew that love could overcome all challenges. In the days that followed, Bella and Alessandro worked together on a financial management application. They worked well together, coming up with creative ideas and solving difficult problems. Alessandro constantly shows his care and concern for Bella. He always listens to her opinions, respects her decisions, and helps her with her work. Bella gradually felt Alessandro's sincerity. She realized that he had really changed. He was no longer the arrogant and cold man he used to be. One evening, a sudden summer shower tore through the silence of the city. In the cozy office, the soft yellow light cast shadows on two people working hard on their lines of code. Bella was highly focused, her fingers quickly typing on the keyboard, trying to finish the unfinished work. It was late, all the employees in the company had gone home, leaving only her and Alessandro. They continued working in silence, with only the sound of falling rain and the sound of typing on the keyboard echoing. Suddenly, Alessandro spoke up, breaking the concentrated atmosphere. Bella, would you like some coffee? Okay, Bella replied, a soft smile on her lips. I'll go get it. Bella stood up and walked over to the coffee maker. She quickly brewed 2 cups of steaming coffee, the rich aroma filling the room. As she was carrying the tray of coffee back to her desk, a loud clap of thunder shattered the silence. Bella jumped in fright, spilling the entire cup of coffee onto Alessandro's chest. Oh, I'm sorry. Bella exclaimed in panic, hastily placing the coffee tray on the table. She quickly took out her scarf, gently wiping the coffee stains on Alessandro's shirt. I'm sorry, I didn't mean to. Alessandro winced at the heat of the coffee, but he quickly reassured Bella. It's okay, Bella. It's just a little coffee. Bella still felt extremely guilty. She gently wiped away the coffee stains on Alessandro's chest, her hands trembling as they touched his warm skin. Alessandro looked at Bella, his eyes gentle and full of concern. Suddenly, Alessandro grabbed Bella's hand tightly, as if afraid she would leave him again. Bella, he called softly, his voice warm. Don't worry, it's nothing serious. Bella looked up at Alessandro, their eyes met. A spark flew, the atmosphere became tense and ambiguous. Bella felt the warmth from Alessandro's hand, her heart was beating erratically. She couldn't understand her feelings at the moment, she was worried, confused, and a little excited. Alessandro looked at Bella, his eyes filled with love and affection. He slowly approached Bella, the distance between them gradually narrowing. Bella held her breath, she felt Alessandro's warm breath on her face. Bella, Alessandro whispered, his voice hoarse. I really missed you, he said, and he kissed her, a passionate, intense kiss. That kiss was like an affirmation of the deep feelings that both had hidden for so long. Bella wrapped her arms around Alessandro's neck, responding to the kiss with all her longing and love. The rain outside was still pouring, as if witnessing the emotional moment of reunion between the two. The kiss was long, sweet and intense, as if to make up for the months of separation. When they gradually let go of each other, their breathing was still rapid, their eyes still passionate. Alessandro gently stroked Bella's hair, his voice hoarse. Bella, I'm sorry. I was too blind, too arrogant. I lost you. I won't lose you again. Bella shook her head slightly, placing her finger on Alessandro's lips. Don't say that, Alessandro. It's in the past. What's important is that we found each other. Alessandro smiled, a bright smile after so many dark days. He held Bella close, as if afraid she would disappear. I love you, Bella. I love you so much. Bella rested her head on Alessandro's chest, listening to his heartbeat. "I love you too, Alessandro. I never stopped loving you." The two sat together, in the warm space of the office, despite the rain outside that continued to fall. In the following months, Bella became Alessandro's right-hand man in the financial management application project. She not only contributed creative ideas, but also supported him in solving complex technical problems. Bella's intelligence, agility and enthusiasm helped the project progress quickly and achieve results beyond expectations. On the day of the project launch, the atmosphere at the ceremony was extremely bustling. Investors, partners and the media all focused their attention on the new application. Alessandro stood on stage, confidently presenting the superior features and development potential of the application. His presentation received enthusiastic applause from the audience. "This is awesome. This app will change the way we manage our finances," commented one investor. "I am confident that this app will be a huge success," one partner asserted. "Alessandro, you are a genius," exclaimed a reporter. Alessandro smiled, accepting the compliments. He knew that the success of the project came not only from his own talent, but also from Bella's great contribution. When he looked at Bella, she was standing behind the stage, smiling brightly. Their eyes met, as if they were sharing the same joy. After the ceremony, Alessandro walked up to Bella, took her hand and said, "Bella, thank you. Without you, this project would not have been possible." Bella smiled and replied, "Don't say that, Alessandro. We worked hard together. This is the result of both of us." That night, Alessandro and Bella held a small party to celebrate the success of the project. They invited close friends and colleagues to attend. The party took place in a warm and joyful atmosphere. While everyone was chatting and eating, Alessandro suddenly stood up, picked up a glass of wine and said, "I want to give a special thanks to someone. That person is not only an excellent colleague, but also the person who helped me find myself again. She is Bella." Everyone was surprised, clapping and cheering, congratulating Bella. Bella stood up, smiling brightly. Alessandro walked up to her, knelt down on one knee and said, "Bella, will you agree to be my wife?" Bella was moved, tears welling up in her eyes. She nodded and said, "I agree." Everyone clapped and cheered, congratulating Alessandro and Bella on their happiness. They knew that their love had overcome all challenges and would last forever. The following months passed in overwhelming happiness for Alessandro and Bella. Together they prepared for their wedding, a major event marking a turning point in their lives. Bella, with the help of her close friends, chose a pure white wedding dress, as gorgeous as a princess. Alessandro was equally elegant in a luxurious black suit, a bright smile always on his lips. On the wedding day, both families and close friends gathered in an ancient, splendidly decorated church. Melodious music resounded, mixed with the ringing of church bells, creating a sacred and warm atmosphere. As Bella walked down the aisle, arm in arm with her father, Alessandro couldn't take his eyes off the beautiful bride. He felt his heart burst with happiness. In the solemn atmosphere of the ceremony, the priest read the blessings. Alessandro and Bella exchanged vows, promising to love and cherish each other for life. The wedding took place in an atmosphere filled with joy and happiness. The colorful guests, with their gorgeous costumes, created a vivid picture inside the cozy space of the restaurant. Laughter and blessings echoed everywhere, like a melodious song, making everyone closer and more intimate. Marco, the close friend who once challenged Alessandro, now did not hesitate to raise his glass to toast the couple. His gentle sarcasm made the atmosphere even more lively. "Is this really a wedding?" The question marked a sense of humor, but also sincerity from the heart. The friends beside him laughed and raised their glasses, creating memorable moments, engraved in everyone's mind. The night continued with joyful dancing, jokes and sweet memories. All came together to enjoy this happy moment where love and friendship were celebrated and cherished. The love story of Alessandro and Bella is a testament to the fact that true love knows no boundaries. It transcends all prejudices about appearance, background, race or social status. Alessandro, a successful businessman, did not hesitate to give his heart to Bella, a poor girl with an imperfect appearance. Their love is a powerful affirmation that true beauty lies in the soul and sincerity. Alessandro saw in Bella a noble soul, a warm heart and an extraordinary strength of will. He loved her for who she was, not for what she had or did not have. This story is also a reminder that we should not judge others by their appearance or background. Each person has their own values, good qualities that we need to discover and cherish. Alessandro and Bella have built a beautiful love together, a love that inspires us to believe in the power of true love. They have shown us that when two hearts are united, all barriers can be broken. Thank you for watching the whole video. If you find this video interesting, don't forget to like it, leave your feelings in the comment section, it is very important to us, so we can improve the quality of our videos. See you in the next video.